Done it again, ladies and gentlemen. The gun grabber, the giant, massive gun grabbing rat from California has done it again. What has he done? Well, he's mastered the blame game. Ladies and gentlemen, take a look at this. Let's just dive right in because it's Gavin.
Well, I think you should start with Shreveport, Louisiana, in Speaker Johnson's district that has 6+ times the per capita murder rate of Nancy Pelosi, San Francisco. What about the carnage, Mr. President, in Shreveport?
Let's talk about it. Ladies and gentlemen, I don't know about you guys, but I found this cool thing. And it is this thing that says the cities with the highest violent crime rate. No, it's slightly different than homicide rate, but I feel like it's extremely important because what I didn't find on this list was Shreveport, Louisiana. Interesting, no? You guys don't find that interesting? I find it extremely interesting because Gavin is wanting to talk about how terrible Shreveport is and how dangerous it is, but yet for some reason they're not on my list here with the cities of the highest violent crime rates. And that to me is just extremely strange, but hey, let's let him get back to it.
Why aren't you protecting the folks there? 8 of the top 10 murder states in this country, red states. What?
Oh, he just slid that in. 8 out of the top 10 murder states are red states. And you know what? States. Now, obviously, this is a map. It says U.S. cities with the highest reported homicide rates. But, Gavin is talking about red states. So we won't even worry about the little blue bubbles that say Democratic mayor. I mean, we won't do that. We're going to focus on the red states because these are the red states, obviously, that are so bad. Man, sorry, I can't even look at the states without these blue bubbles popping up. It's crazy. But look, here we go, right here. This one is a Republican mayor. So there actually is one red one on this, red on red, and it is Shreveport, Louisiana. Anyone else find it slightly interesting that Gavin Newsom would pick the one red bubble on this list to point out and just completely ignore all the other red states with these? God, these blue bubbles just keep getting in the way. Interesting. Well, anywho, I guess we can let him get back to it.
Bullshit. And everyone knows it. Everybody knows it. Again, it's acts of authoritarianism. It's acts of power on a person that is trying to use his formal authority, and it's depleting, and it's weak.
Is he talking about himself? I'm sorry, I really think he's talking about himself. But he wouldn't do that in a derogatory term because this man is way too conceited for that. But let's let him continue.
It's increasingly weak, and it's increasingly desperate, and that's why it's important for us at this moment.
You know how I know that some of y'all probably know what I'm thinking and not thinking or saying here. And there's this thing, and you've probably heard your kids talk about it, but it's called the ick. Well, and it just kind of like grosses you out when somebody does it. Well, Gavin, when he does that little thumb thing, it just gives me the ick. It's creepy. I don't like it. And it disturbs me. Like he puts his shoulders up. Anyways.
To meet him head on, not just rhetorically, but through substantive counteractions. And that's what we're doing in California with this ballot issue. Well, I think he's...
Anyways, well, now that Gavin has finished that, let's dive into some facts. Now, this was a comment right here I found. It says top 20 cities are, and I pulled it up in a separate tab, and it says based on the most recent 2024 to 2025 crime data, it says from the FBI and other sources, here are the top 20 U.S. cities with the highest violent crime rates along with political affiliation and their mayors. Memphis, Tennessee, Democrat ran. Detroit, Michigan, Democrat ran. St. Louis, Democrat. Baltimore, Democrat. Cleveland, Democrat. Kansas City, Democrat. I also have another strip, and this is probably a slightly different source, but here's another source. Now, I pointed this one out earlier, but Memphis, Tennessee, which completely cross-references with this, and it says they have a Democratic mayor. Now, obviously, you're not supposed to use Wikipedia. Now, I know I shouldn't because, right here is Memphis. You see this? Memphis, and that's his Democratic mayor. You see that? Obviously, like I said, this is Wikipedia. Right here, I'll show it to you. It says list of mayors of the 50 largest cities in the United States. And like I said, you're not supposed to use Wikipedia. So Well, just Google it. Memphis, Tennessee mayor, party affiliation, Paul Young, Democratic Party. Which matches up perfectly with this. It matches up perfectly with, where'd he go? Oh no, there he is right here. Paul Young, Democratic mayor, Memphis, Tennessee. I mean, I don't know what to tell you guys other than, sure, you can blame the red states all you want, but if you're going to be pointing finger at the red states, you also need to be pointing fingers at the blue cities. Do we not? Or is that not something we do? Do we just pretend that that's not a thing? Okay. Well, I mean, you guys decide. You let me know down in the comments, because personally, I think it's slightly hypocritical to blame the red states when the blue cities are the problem. And I know they're going to say, well, there's lax gun laws and this and that. But how about the rest of the state doesn't have the same problems? So is there a reason? Is it because, it's the city? And so, like, cities are bad and bad things happen in cities. Or is it the fact that there's a lot more gun control in the cities and there's a lot more safe places, safe spaces and stuff like that in the cities. And there's a lot more restrictions on where you can carry guns, where you cannot. And there's a lot less likely that people are carrying a gun. So there's a lot less, chance of somebody actually facing consequences for their action. Or, is it because they don't actually prosecute crime in blue cities? I'm not sure. You guys let me know what you think might be the issue here, because clearly I've gotta be missing it, right? You let me know your thoughts on this down in the comments, and before we check out, let's just take a little bit more look, and so you guys can see all of these Democrat. The bottom one, the top 20, one of them is a Republican, but hey, don't forget, 8 out of 10 of the states are red. Has nothing to do with the cities that are blue and ran by Democrats that push lots of gun control and things like that. But sure, hey, what do I know? Oh man. Ooh. How did that get there? Anyways, ladies and gentlemen, I'm curious to hear your thoughts on this, so let me know down in the comments. Is it hypocritical that Gavin Newsom is trying to blame red states when they are obviously made up by blue cities with the big violent crime issue? What are your thoughts? Let me know down in the comments. Obviously, Gavin is really good at playing the blame game, because California has been a rough city for years. Sure, they might not be on this list right this minute. Oh wait, they are on one of them, but that's beside the point. Ladies and gentlemen, what are your thoughts? Let me know down in the comments. Oh, also, do you think Gavin is looking to run for a higher office? I mean, he sure is making a lot of jabs at President Trump to just be a governor, don't you think? I don't know. You guys let me know your thoughts on this down in the comments, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button and check back later, because we got lots more. You guys just seem to be liking these long form videos. You say you are. Obviously, I feel like I'm rambling, but I'll get it together one day. As long as you guys are willing to watch, I'm willing to film them and try and learn more and try and get better at it for your sake and mine. But what are your thoughts? Let me know down in the comments. Do not forget to hit that subscribe button, and have a great day.